What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're back in our Deck Knight project game built from scratch using Unreal Engine 5, C++ blueprints, and the Gameplay Ability System plugin. So today we're going to be jumping back into our damage pipeline, and I'm wanting to basically create a helper function that lets us kind of, pass in an actor and basically have delegates that kind of fire back for that actor, so that we don't really need to explicitly have delegate options within like our base character class and stuff like that. So we're gonna dive in. We're gonna hardcore and use ChatGPT because I'm kind of stuck on the aspect of it. We're gonna kind of just follow how it goes. So we need to create a listener struct, what it's saying here. So we'll go ahead and create that first. So fhit applied listener, this callback, listener, actor, and everything. Hello, Monster Edits. How's it going? Thanks for popping in. For the first time, I hope you're here for a long time. Thanks for stopping by. So I don't really care about check instigator, check target aspect of it. I know I created an enum option for this earlier, but we're not really going to follow that for now. And then we need to have in our subsystem, basically private. Listeners. I forgot to change the signature. Oh, you subscribed. Much appreciated. Thanks for the support, Home Slice. Need to change the signature as well. Yeah, we don't need this just yet. All should be kind of kosher. I don't like the spacing here. All good, all good. So, don't need those at the moment. This bound to object is not very valid. Oh, I see you're putting vacation to good use. Yeah, man. never rest. Let's just stream for a little bit. We're probably gonna just do another hour or two today instead of doing it tonight, so we can just chill and play games tonight. So we'll see how far we can get working on our delivery. We're got the chance to callback tester and everything to a different name, but so argument types. Other option is there. Callback dot bound. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I've got to change that. Like, that functionally works, but I have to change this. So what are you playing right now? I'm playing I Am Your Beast, I believe it's called, on the Steam Deck. It's a pretty cool game. It's like a Rambo style. You're just murdering people, like twitchy shooter-ish kind of melee game. It's a lot of fun. And I'm still playing I always forget the name of this game. Atomic Heart. I started playing a little bit of this demo for Holston. Sorry, it's a Polish game, and I made the speech Polish but the text English so I can listen to Polish. It's pretty good. It's a lot of fun. Hey, your content screen with blah 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 blah. Okay, I am interested in game designing, but I don't have a decent PC or laptop. Just a laptop with i5 6th generation, 8 gigs RAM. I mean, if that's the case, if that's the kind of laptop that you're working with, maybe you look into other game engines. Unity and Godot, I think, are pretty lightweight. You should be able to use those relatively easy with the laptop. And they're good engines, so don't deter from them. But if that's the machine that you got working with, then it's best probably go to those game engines. I have to see why that's not compiling. Do I have to pass in this data too? Oh. So yeah, maybe this listener. Don't need it anymore. Let's just do a couple of different things here. We'll do this. I wonder if I can use the object pointer now. Listener. Put this a little bit. Okay, so that's kosher now. Should still be valid too. Planning to purchase a Lenovo LLQ with i5, but want to get you guys in the Black Friday sale. Okay, that seems legit. Oh yeah, I guess depending on what you're wanting to make, either way, you just have to be careful about which game engine you want to be using. Just because some might just have too much bloat in it, depending on what you want to make. But it sounds like you got a PC that's gonna help you run some stuff. Why just watching of 2 on 40k subs? I'm pretty sure like all the subscribers come from like the YouTube Shorts content. So not much people watch on these streams. Up to cost. Okay, so this is more or less where I would have to kind of do the check, right? So I think within the target types, we'll want to maybe add that enum back, because I think I have it still. Yeah, I still have it. Okay, great. So perhaps we need, okay, so it doesn't like this. So T-weak actors not supported, but okay, so that's why. So actor. That's that as well. Did I take everything? Good. Okay. Boom, boom. Currently, I have focused on skills in core for AI and DS, and after getting a stable job abroad, I'll follow my passion in game designing. Awesome. Like, all the best. That's more or less what I did. Moved abroad to do game development, and it worked out, luckily for me. But yeah, make sure if you can get a backup plan, get a backup plan. But definitely don't stop trying. Learn as much as you can. This is a hit event type. That fallback tester. That think I need to have that passed into my enum as well. Did event to listen, and now I get to L dot equals event. Bam bam. So now I can do this, right? Because then I guess I would need to do two different kinds of callbacks. What are my PC specs? I'm pretty sure I have a 40 series. I always forget under system information. No super chat option. No, I don't really do super chats or anything like that. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to read this, but let's see. So I have 96 gigs RAM. So give me my processor, 13 Gen Core i9 13900KS. And I'm pretty sure components. It's not their display. Would it be? Yeah, GTX 4090. I think a pretty decent setup. So now, yeah, I don't need this bind cast thing here, but I do need to set up a different callback tester as well. So I don't think actually my callback needs this applied listener struct, but let's just do it little by little. So we're gonna say function here, internal forward on hit received. Generate that. So on hit delegate callback, all that good stuff. So bam bam. So I have to do something very similar in here, but first things first, we gotta just, I guess we could do it on a switch. Even though it's just two options, but switch, an event. I also don't remember the syntax, so switch, syntax. Let's see. Space E, okay, received. Yeah, I feel like this is also going to be wrong. So it is already bound. No, we want it. You though. Maybe that should kind of work. Okay. Where is this forwarded callback though? copy this one too. Should all still be good. Listener, blah. Is this forward callback being used? This might be unnecessary. We'll find out soon enough. What's that? Boom, boom, boom. Listener, L, blah, 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 blah. Not a very good name. We're going to deal with that later. Now we have all this. So now I guess we gotta just say assuming this is on hit applied, right? So we want to say const instigator match, right? I think that's the only thing that we need to do here. We don't care about that. And we should be able to probably copy this, change for the target. So the target match think that'll work. I'll be back in a while. All right, Monster Heads, thanks for stopping in anyway. I'll be here for a little bit. So let's see if this will compile. This update back into ChatGPT just to get some feedback on it. So my concern is that this already bound thing is not going to work as I expected that it would. So your representation is very close, but right now both listener types on hit by are stored in the same applied listeners array, and both internal forwarders iterate that full array. Okay. So I think it's just complaining because I have this in there still, and I don't need to. Funny enough, I'm not sure how this compiled. Because this... Okay, so it exists here. Okay, we're good. So let's... So, plus one critical flaw, you aren't storing which event. I don't know, is that wrong? So it is wanting me to add that. Why not? So we hit type. Oh, is it? Okay, I think it might be just complaining. I don't feel like that's necessary. My God. No. This is important. Here it's important, but up here it's not. But fuck it. let's just add it. Now, that should be what it wants me to do. Still don't see it as something necessary, but it's not a big deal. My concern still is just how I'm checking is already bound. So I feel like if it's binding in other places, like if I'm binding in two different places, do I get a problem? I guess. This looking solid. You correctly brought this. I like it. Let's let that compile. And the thing I want to test is basically if I can actually bind correctly. We'll see. What happens if I bind in two places? I also got to make sure I unbind at some point. But sometimes I don't know if my cat is around here doing stuff or if I'm going crazy. Okay, so it's suggesting improvements in hardening. None of these are required, but then they just seem more robust. Avoid duplicate listeners. Right now, calling callback testing for multiple times within the same listener. So we'll just keep pushing entries to apply listeners. You might want to replace or skip duplicates behavior. Added an explicit unregistration API. Yeah, that's true. Do subsystems have endplay? I'm sure they do. Play. Object. Do you have endplay? Yeah. I'm back. Where are you from? Originally, I'm from Long Island in the States. New York. Isn't really. So there is de-initialize, so maybe that's what I want to override. There's initialize. De-initialize. Guess that's where I would want to. Yes. Unbind everything. Just in the clean up num type. Then you check the comms. Yeah. I just need to make an unregister hit listener. inline, but okay. Listener. Should we do something similar to this? Initialize. Be able to just do there. Should be able to say apply listener. Well, no. Should be able to say should be kosher. It seems fine and dandy. So yeah, let's see what happens. Well, I think I'm misunderstanding actually what this function is doing. Something bad will happen, I'm sure. So basically, so remove all. We'll see. We're gonna go do that. Things are okay. That's okay. Are we getting hits? There, yeah. Stop playing. We're okay. So yeah. Now let's see about actually this callback tester. So melee base. I need to get the damage pipeline. That. Tester. Listener. Let's print string here. We'll say melee base. Hit. Let's see if we get that call back. Melee base hit. Awesome. Stop playing. Everything seems fine. Let's also then register inside of our elf character. Just to be sure. Callback tester, get ref itself. Do a print string, and we're gonna say character on hit. Hopefully this will work. So melee base hit. What? So I should get the 2 strings, which I do. Awesome. both unregister perfectly fine. Okay, so that is cool. We'll leave this one here for now. I want to test the next set of stuff. So we'll need to make explicit unregistering. So let's first rename this one to be able to do something similar. Oh, good. What? Unregister. That's this. Oh, all good. So switch event. So we're gonna say if hoping that's valid. I don't know if that's gonna work. And then we're gonna say that's gonna work. Maybe I might have to do the same here. We'll see if that works. Fingers crossed. Oh, my knuckles. Hope you like the ASMR on my knuckles. Let's put what I just did to ChatGPT just to make sure what I'm doing is stupid, but I'm sure it's stupid. You know, it's me. So that's already wrong. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's complaining about what ChatGPT is worrying about. This one here. Let's just confirm. Okay, so that was the issue. So they want to split the arrays. New property. So F hit, F on hit. So I name that, so that's gonna cause some problems. That's okay. On hit receive listeners. On hit applied. Listener. Found. Okay. Not sure. On hit F on. So the array property. So that all seems fine. I'm not sure why it's really complaining. I think it's alright. I know why. Bam. Oh. Bam. We have the separate arrays, right? So let's go through all the problems. So split event type, yeah. Clean listener registration. Need a bool operator in here. Oh Lord. Let's make a do here, but not making sense. Let's well, it's comparison. Comparing. Listener other. Just want to see what it does there. Hey, Vinegator, what's up? What's up? Good morning. Doing some the operators in the struct. Okay. That makes sense. Here. That all Gucci. And we have a register on actor hit. Unregister listener. Bool on hit. Internals. Doesn't have to be public, I guess that's fair. Then we have our properties here. Long time. How's it going? How's the project? The project's going good. We're just updating now our damage pipeline. Trying to figure out how best to do it. First starting with the hits. And then making our way to refactoring the damage aspect of it. But we're starting with hits. And then we're going to start working on the IAM GUI to register and record the hits. And then we'll move on to the damage. And then we should hopefully be in a good place to start moving forward with other stuff. Because we tried making a parry mechanic, and the parry mechanic was working, but it was causing problems and exposing problems with our damage pipeline. So that's why we kind of ended up here. Hopefully we're finishing up our delegate stuff, and then we can move on. So yeah, hopefully I should be able to remove this at some point. First time. Right. So send hit request. Boom, boom. Now we have register on hit. Change our names of everything. Boom. Cool. Are you integrating into Unreal's built-in damage nodes or using custom ability effect? I'm doing my own custom things. Using, you know, instant gameplay effects and what are those called? Execution classes and things like that. Register listener. Gucci. Woods. Internal. Applied. Bring this all up. That's nice. I finally managed to get Melee Trace system working. I used a mixture of the example repo you shared, but made my own. That's awesome. Yeah, that's kind of what I did as well. And it turns out the guy who made that repo, I believe it's Robert Nowitzki, he actually works at CD Projekt Red with me. I didn't realize that until like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I was like, bro, thanks for making this, you know. And he was he's a nice guy. But it's a small world, you know. So I told him, hey, you know, you inspired me to look at it. I'm doing this backwards, I think. Whoops. Yeah, it is a small world, right? Let's see, listeners up. So I'm missing. On hit received. Hopefully that's good. Let's see. So what caught my attention was that even at 60 FPS, I was missing hit gaps in my machine when debugging trace windows. Yeah, it's fine. It's kind of crazy. That's what's so important about these melee traces and making sure that they, what's the word? They interpolate correctly. You make sure you get the gaps in between each frame. Okay, so yeah, we got errors in blueprints, which is totally fine because it's now an outdated function call name here. Let's open up elf. Elf. Got this. So now to register hit self on hit applied, call back. And then we'll wait a second or half a second. And then we'll unregister. Theory, we should be able to get one hit fallback, right? So there's that. And now we're not getting any. Great. The next test I want to do is back in Melee Base. If I do the same kind of registering. Actor, listener, on hit applied. Now I'll need to make maybe an ability task too. Because I don't, maybe in abilities I don't really, if you want to listen to the hit, you don't want to unregister manually. I'll have to look at the scope of other ability tasks. In theory, I should be able to see both. Okay, I got none. On hit applied. Sure. On hit. It seems like something is wrong. If I get both, I get none. Do this. Okay. So is it that the damage pipeline doesn't exist yet? Or am I not seeing the print strings? Am I blind? So something definitely broke. We get here, boom. It exists. Okay. The breakpoint. Let's see what happens. We got that. So we get here as well. Interesting. Not sure why it worked before, but so we're just doing on hit applied, right? So this is the issue. We want to check on hit applied. We want to say hit listener or hit instigator is the listener. On hit received, we want to say hit target is that. So that should hopefully fix that part. And then once that's done, we can make the function library. And then I think we can work on like the IM GUI. I'll have to kind of defer back into our tech design here. We have this hit log entry. So essentially, when we do a hit request, which maybe the damage pipeline can actually handle all of it. So there's on hit, you know, this is where we could maybe construct it. Be a good idea. So in theory now, we don't need this one delay. We should get this breakpoint. Do great. So let's check this again. So what should happen, hopefully, is when I hit him the first time, we should get 2 print strings, which we do. Character hit applied, melee base. Then I hit him a second time. So we did. Okay, we're not unregistering. It's my bad. I just want to test to make sure that if I unregister one event, the other one also doesn't get unregistered. So we do that. We have both. Now I should just get melee base, which I do. Awesome. I should probably migrate to 5.7, but I hope it doesn't break anything. I gotta do the same. I'm still on just no 5.6. But I don't really know how to properly do an update when I'm working with something that's on a repository. I don't know if I just need to make the build and kind of delete the stuff and re-put it in, and then just do everything through Perforce again. I'll have to see, but that's definitely something I'm looking forward to doing. So that works. So let's do the same check for in the light base. Yeah, we'll just do it here. On hit received. Get rid of self. Because I'm using procedural levels, so PCG stuff will come handy for level design. Definitely. I saw some of the stuff they were showing from PCG and it looked really cool. I don't think I'll have any use for it, but still. Who knows? So let's make sure we get on hit received as well. Yes. Let's do. I'll need to make an ability task, I think. But yeah, also, I got a sneeze. Piece of hair. So yeah, that. Now I should be able to yeah, at the same time, like I think I need to also construct some hit events. Maybe store as the source object or something. But I'm kind of far thinking something in my head. Sorry, it sounds like I'm talking gibberish at the moment. So yeah, let's see if we can get ability task today as well. Is this system you're working on subscribe listener similar to the gameplay message subsystem? I assume so. Yeah, I definitely want to use that as well. For other stuff potentially. But this is just kind of associated with damage, but maybe there could be just like, because I don't know when to use just the listener system versus gas. So honestly, I guess I need to use the listener system for things that just have to exist outside of gas, and I don't know what those things are just yet. Possibly achievements and stuff like that. Maybe not just even achievements, but like maybe in-game trackers of some sorts. Global events and stuff like that, or sending information back and forth between the player and the enemy is another example. So whenever the player does something interesting, potentially you could send that data somewhere. But yeah, let's see if we can make that ability task. Okay, so tools, plus class. GC underscore on hit event task. So I need to look into custom UI or common UI eventually too. Yeah, my UI isn't super duper great. Like I did a lot to try to optimize the damage numbers. So I use object pooling, when I'm spawning and drawing numbers on screen. maybe that's useless. I don't know. Yeah, I know Lyra uses Niagara effects for that. Maybe that's a better approach, but you know, I find this decent enough, and I don't think it's too much of a bottleneck. I also bought Tom Lumen's optimization course, so I've been watching that and going through that, learning a good amount about Unreal Insights. Again, I think I'm just too hyper fixated on optimization right now, but like I would love. I hope that's not a crash, and that's just yeah, okay, that's just live coding. It's like for the most part, especially in shipping builds or excuse me, in so I don't know if can I get 7 FPS on shipping build? I think it eventually turns on, right? Yeah. See, this is not full screen or anything like that. But it stays at a pretty high 120. Again, I also have a good computer. And on development builds. That unit. Everything is pretty low. Like, so my render resolution is the full 100%. My game frames are between 3 and 4 milliseconds. Draws around 4 to 5 seconds. And then obviously if I open up like a more complicated map, that kind of drops. So yeah, my draw now is around like 6 to 7 milliseconds. I'm at like 90 frames a second. I think it's all just because of Lumen. So we're just gonna have to see if it's worthwhile having Lumen. Like, this is a relatively empty scene. You know, there is like the wind and all this stuff calculating. I'm not sure what I should do in this case. Because I don't want a big open world kind of level design. I want it to be small arenas that are more kind of dynamic. So we're just gonna have to see what problems come along. Just do profiling, figure that out some other time. Again, I don't know why I don't just open, not open, but create a new class inside of Writer itself. But alright, so let's use other tasks as a frame of reference here. Don't really want to ever make the same thing twice if I can help it. So we're gonna look at maybe weight overlap will be similar. Do you think motion warping will fix this weird rotations I'm having to face targets on montage play? Most likely, but I would need to see an example of what this looks like. So if you can post this in the Discord, I'm not sure which channel would be the best, either in general or in UE animation or in the gameplay ability system thread. Try that. So we have F gas course, weight, overlap, delegate, overlap. I don't know if I need something like that. overlap this. So what do we need? So we don't need for minimal, that's for sure. I probably need the hash include so game system. Something like that for sure. Gotcha. Yeah, because previously I used the timeline with lerp rotation, but it seems too hacky. Yeah, if it's what I think it is, motion warping will definitely do that for you because you can have separate rotation and translation tracks, and you can control them separately. That's what I use as well. We don't need this delegate thing. We do need this, and we need something like this as well. But it's going to need to be the same signature as these. So we're gonna say on. Yeah, maybe it's time to migrate to motion warping. I think so. There's some good tutorials on it as well. I was planning on making a tutorial for it too, but it takes time to do those things and I don't really have the time for it, unfortunately. I don't even have enough time to make these YouTube shorts anymore. I need to post some progress stuff, but I haven't really been doing anything that's visually appealing, you know? But, well, just see. So, on... on hit applied. See? On hit received. No, I'll need to see if I can get the optional. There's this with overlap thing here. This U function. Playability, default self, owning ability. The things that I need here as well, I might need types, or this could be the damage plugin, but it'll be a similar thing to what these things are, right? I don't know if I necessarily need to do the fallback. What else do we need? So, for sure. Destroy. There. I don't know if I can get away with it as a team. Pointer. Private, so E. Hit event type. Something to that effect. Don't need that delegate. All seems fine. I gotta see why I'm not getting the IntelliSense updates. Okay, so there's a problem. Is it just a matter of reopening? Possibly. Thanks for the follow there on Kick, Faith Domes. Much appreciated. I really don't know who really watches on Kick. It just seems like it's always bots. We have a decent amount of people now there. 25 followers. And on Twitch we have almost 800. I don't know. I kind of know what I need to do to kind of grow the audience more, and that's just things that I don't explicitly have the time for. You know, constantly having to make content, stream on a regular schedule, and all that stuff. It's kind of tough. This week I got tracing system and gamepad support. I gotta say, feels so much better to play action games and gamepad for me. Yeah, I'm the same way. I really only play shooters with mouse and keyboard, and games like Witcher and Spider-Man or Ghost of Tsushima or First Berserker Kazan, all gamepad. So yeah, well, once I have to do UI, I also have to figure out how to... Is gamepad support for UI using Common UI easy to set up? We have our callbacks. Oh, listener. Let's just get this back up as frame of reference. Let's also get here. So do we have an explicit it's generated by so either way we're gonna read that initializer. That should still be kosher. Yeah, let me know if you need any tips on Common UI. I'm no expert, but I've been digging it for a while now. Yeah, definitely. I'm always open for any tips or tricks or any information that anyone can share. Not sure if it's the best place, but on our Discord we have under the Unreal Engine 5 section, there's the UE-UMG. Maybe any tips or information you can share can go there. That'd be pretty sweet. That's everything here. So on activate, that's what I think. I need to do the switch here, right? I have to say having subsystems break responsibilities is key, basically. Okay. What are some of the kind of example responsibilities that you commonly see split up? That's an owning ability here. I say listener, actor. Okay, so it already has a problem there. I have a subsystem for loading screens, one for settings manager, and one for UI layers. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna have to refactor again my UI stuff. I wonder if like common UI would be good for the damage numbers, and if I get any better performance there for the health bars and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to see. So if I keep refactoring stuff, I'm not gonna get anything ever done. So I have listener. It's not the same. Access to not sent without object argument. Okay, so my object listener actor equals that, and then my object. I don't know if I need the callback. Callback might be unnecessary. Let's assume we don't need that. Okay. Any chance your project is public on GitHub? Would love to see what you've done for loading screens. Something I've struggled with recently. Well, that'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's really up to Vinny to share if he has any public GitHub he wants to share with everybody, or share some stuff on Discord. So yeah, we don't need that. So now, fairly certain I have to do on activate. I have to say, switch. Hit. I need to listen for. I literally just wrote the syntax for this in the damage pipeline, and I already forgot how it's written. So there's no more switching here, right? Guess it's simple enough to just do an if, right? If get sort equals side. if we're doing those two, then we have to, so there's overlap component. We basically have to do some sort of delegate. And so we add here the dynamic thing on overlap callback, and that's where this show broadcastability delegates. That's when we have the broadcast. But I do have a demo on YouTube, Code of the Warrior. Let's check it out. Software for damage numbers. I'd like to learn how to make them in Niagara, but not sure yet how to. Well, Lyra has the example. They use some sort of like text sheet to kind of pull the information into the Niagara system. Oh. Let's check out the common UI stuff. Yeah. Looks nice. Yeah, I also need to do some sort of loading screen like that too. Looks cool. Looks really cool. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So yeah, I want to do something pretty similar. I don't know if I need a frame or anything around it, but yeah, it would be nice to set up some sort of camera and some sort of environment that you can have as like part of the menu screen. And I think that would be pretty cool for also for testing, you know, when you do the video graphic settings and stuff, seeing the stuff update in real time would be cool. Because it seems like that's what's happening. In the background, you're seeing it, but like you're not, you know, the UI itself is kind of hiding that information. But awesome work, man. Awesome stuff. I think, what do I have to do at this point? Like, because I have on the task this callback, right? So am I able to say like callback dot what do I do here? Add dynamic. Because there's this delegate callback, but then there's also other damage types. So F on hit applied event, right? So I wonder if I can just get away with the F on hit applied and F on hit received. Maybe that's kosher. this. And I need to, I guess I do need to have this property. FK scores way over that delegate. So this. This F B B C A delegate. Also want to pass this to be F hit context. Hit text. It should be okay. Delegate, bam. Should now, I think all the data I need, should be able to say. That, and then I should also be able to say hit all. Right. Thing. Hit. Well, no, I think I also have to do the checks here, right? So I gotta say if hit context dot hit target, but hit instigator. Just oh, I think that's okay. Stop playing. So let's keep good times going. I think that's good. So let's try to compile. See what happens. I'll be back. I'm surprised that compiled. That's awesome. Just gonna have my leftover samosa lunch. So forgive me. Hope you enjoy watching me eat. Smacznego, dziękuję bardzo. Need a paper towel. For those joining and watching for the first time, thanks for joining. I'm eating something. All right. Last bite. All right. We're back. So now let's look and confirm what this ability test looks like. So wait on hit event. So I would like... First I would like there to be... like this listener thing, there's a version, I think so, we wait for event, or wait, gameplay event, right? And it has optional external target. That's kind of what I want here as well. So I'll want to see what that signature looks like. So wait, gameplay event. Oh, we need to grab it like this. Then there's the set external target. There's also minimal API that defines here as well. Let me see, let me just make sure I'm seeing everything here. Don't know if I have to do the same. Let's so split. And grab that. Oh, more or less like that. this as well. Let's look here. I don't want to have to worry about this being on the ASC level, but let's just make sure I'm covering where it needs to be. So probably not on activate, so get target ASC. That says return. Okay, so get target ASC. Don't really want to write like that. It's going to be an actor. Target maybe. It's going to be like this. I get a reference to the owning ability. I think I do. So okay. So there is ability. Okay, so I don't need this. So if so get target, return. What do I want to say? Oh, we don't need that. Right. Do we need I should be able to know. Ability dot get our actor from it. Maybe that's okay. And then there's set external target. That's setting external target. And there's this one. So it's on activate. Do I need then a listener actor? Maybe that's going to be better. Let's see. Okay. So missing default argument for parameter 3. Okay. Gotcha. I always forget that nuance where like have then set everything after the first one. Set external member of DLL may not be declared within DLL interface. So I don't think now this is set external target. I wonder what changes were added for gas in 5.7. I wonder, yeah. Let's see. UE 5.7. I want to know what state tree stuff they did, honestly. These notes. So let's let that load up. So maybe I don't really need this to be that API. Let's see what world of pain I get into by just removing those. So what's new? So Megalight, substrate, character animation, motion matching, chooser integration. Cool. So procedural stuff, developer iteration, incremental cooking, build health tracking, visualization, platforms, motion design, state tree runtime, and state tree rewind debugger. Awesome. So state tree runtime. So this subtype brings a wide range of runtime level enhancements that improve the correctness and performance of state tree based logic. Live property binding. Nodes can now push value updates to bound outputs dynamically during execution using output properties. Good. Yeah, so it seems well and good. For state tree, they released a better debugger, the rewind debugger. I really want to try it. The previous one couldn't show nested trees, and this one should be able to. Yeah. Iris stuff. Gameplay. So stuff for mover. Cameras. I have to start getting into the new camera system, honestly. Gas. So improve logging for missing attributes. Gameplay tag, display ends and ellipses. Game stat tag names, display short tag names. Pull down effect class validation. That's good. It's a good validator. Gameplay effect stacking options now have better names and comments. Exposing common stuff. Okay. Can now call set should consume on enhanced input bound action handles. Nice. Seems like some just small stuff from what I'm seeing. I personally like the gameplay camera system, especially after 5.6 with the state tree directors. Man, there's so much I need to learn. So let's look. So on hit. Let's see if this works. Oh no, if you say that, then I have 1,000 stuff to learn. Yeah, I don't know. There's just so much to know. you know, the camera system, state trees, gameplay ability system, blueprints, C++, and then especially if you're just a solo developer, smaller developer, I think, you know, you gotta learn a little bit about audio, you gotta know a little bit about optimizations, you gotta know a little bit about animation. You know, that's why I get a lot of my stuff from the marketplace, because I can't do the art side for the life of me. Okay, so we're not getting that call back. So we do reach here, right? So let's see. I think it's, maybe it's because maybe I need to get a reference to the damage pipeline as well. That's where I have to kind of pass it in. Let's see. Can I get world? Assuming I have to include it in some way. I should be able to say damage pipeline. Register actor on hit. So that's probably what's wrong. So it needs to be this type, right? Okay. I should be able to do this one. Yes. Then it goes some internal forwarding. Now I have to bind it, right? Don't know. I guess in theory I should be able to, regardless, to do that. Then I have to kind of bind it in some way, right? To have it. I should be able to bring that back a little bit. But in theory, I should be able to say this, and then I should be able to say give me the suggestion here. So can I say hit Dynamic, playing dynamic. Not sure if that's valid, but we'll find out. Okay. Not confident in this either. But let's see what happens. Don't. According to ChatGPT, my ordering is wrong. I have to bind first. On activate, we bind, and then we get the managed pipeline. And then mission number 2, you never unregistered the listener. So do I have to do the damage pipeline thing as well? Mission number 3, your internal force. So I also forgot ready for activation. Do I need to have ready for activation? Sounds familiar. Okay. Issue 5, optional external target should be a weak object pointer. Fair enough. Function member lost. Okay, that should seem Gucci. Hey, thanks for the follow there on Kick. Garogi? Garage? Hey, love your content. Seems really nice. Yeah, it's a bot again. Thanks, Mr. Robot. So in theory, we should see melee now. And we do. Oh! Oh! Uh-oh. On destroy. Okay, so avatar actor from actor info is already null. So we do have to store, I think, the owner as well. So, not listener, but ability. Yeah. Well, should be okay. Let's find out. Home pick. Hello, mate. How are you doing? I'm a partnership female streamer with over 260,000 followers using this account to outreach to others. All right, let's fact check that. Let's see. So Mahaya, you have 0 followers on Kick, so I don't know where your 264,000 followers using this account for outreach comes from. Nice try. Thanks, Obama. So we're just gonna ban you. Ban you. Unfortunately, we gotta ban everybody on Kick. It's all bots. Compile and coffee time? Hell yeah. Alright. So now we should still get melee. And we shouldn't crash. Nice. Melee, 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 melee. Okay. Awesome. So we managed to get our task working. And we have the pipelines. Now I think what we need to do is make a blueprint library. That's what we could probably do next time, just so we don't have to get references to our it's one of the benefits of this task, for example, right? You don't even have to interface with the damage pipeline subsystem directly. So it would be good just to have that as well. Yeah. Ideally, what we should be able to do is invoke this actually in code of this ability. So we could probably do that next time as well. So instead of it having here, so we have this integrated into the ability class already right here. So in theory, we should be able to just invoke the task. If we wanted to do that, right? The main issue is now this is still using the legacy on hit callbacks, and we're doing the checks here manually too. So we should be able to register it in a cleaner way, and we should be able to get rid of also, maybe we could do that now. And our gas course character. We should be able to... Yeah, we gotta get rid of some of this multicasting shit. We're not doing any more multiplayer and might need to clean this up. So these delegates should be able to just out, and we have to update that in our damage pipeline. Well, should still be okay. But yeah, here we need to do a better job than our binding. Probably should have like a flag too. That says, hey, do you want to bind to this already? Like this is not that great. So let's close out the day by putting together a task here. So damage pipeline cleanup. And what do we need to do? Add subtask. Use bind to... Oh no. To ability. That's right. Use ability task and activate ability of base gameplay ability class. And GUI stuff. So in theory, that should be everything. And then yeah, we've been working on a new special attack. I still got to add like a builder spender aspect to it, but we have this like AoE kind of attack. Curious what you guys think. It's like what I'm thinking it should be is, you know, I want to have like a UI that's kind of like in world near the character's head or something like that. Think like Breath of the Wild, a little circle thing to kind of show you got full bar or something. So as you're attacking, getting more of that energy, and then you use this attack, and then bam, you do some sort of AoE attack. And by default, it's just physical damage, and it does some knockback or something like that. But then you can use either normal progression, or you can use the card system to fuse that with elements. So you could say, okay, now this attack has fire in it, and it changes the colors and everything like that. Yeah, Lyra's gonna help a lot with references. Are you referring to like the damage number stuff? Because yeah, for sure. And then eventually you're gonna have to clean up. We have to add our jumping, and because I'm also thinking if there is no energy that you have, like this could be like the hold and release, and then like the special Y could be like a juggle mechanic or something. So you knock them up, and then you could do air attacks or something. I'm not sure yet what it should be. This combat is looking so good. Oh, thanks, Dick. I was like, this name looks familiar. Thanks, man. So yeah, we're doing a lot of just smaller secret systems right now with our damage pipeline, so we're not doing too much there. But yeah, I'm trying to make this special ability. We have our dodges, we have our basic melees and everything, and I am GUIs. So that once I get my on-hit events and everything working the way I want to then integrate that into our debug hub. So that you can kind of track the history of the hits and everything like that. Is the outline a custom depth render? Yes, it is. Yeah, so status effects will have that outline as well as when you hit. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it, but when you hit, they flash and they have a red outline. So the red outline is also a stencil, just to give that feeling of impact. The next thing as well I have to do is refactor the state tree logic, or I can also have my system send out a gameplay event so that any gas registers can also get to it and hook into it. Because I'm not sure how much I want to do in state tree for transitions with these events and what I don't. But yeah, that attack doesn't do much. Is it performance safe? Like you have 20 enemies being hit? I'm not sure. I'm also not sure how, like the game should hopefully handle 10 to 20 enemies just fine. Plus, you know, the Cecil renders, they're not too long, and we'd have to profile it, honestly. Because, like, for example, like, it's that FPS for now. So now, you know, right now, I don't know, it's hit or miss because maybe because I'm streaming and my GPU is just going through a lot. But, you know, if I spawn, like, I don't know, this is a lot, but right now I'm getting like 50 to 60-ish FPS, but it's also because of all these debug draws and everything like that. We should be able to handle it just fine. Oh yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Yeah, these guys are throwing healing AoEs at me. But I also want to, because I also got this plugin that, like, for this AoE, for example, this growing circle in shape and everything. I found a plugin for that, so I think I want to use that as well for the enemy AoE, so that, you know, you'll see the outline, and it'll map the timing it takes for the impact to happen, so you'll see it kind of grow in the area or shrink in. I'm not sure which direction it would be. That would work nicely. I also have to pause the AoE thing. And then here's our parry, if I can parry correctly. Oh no, I broke my parry. Because of the new hit system. But, because of everything we just did, I should be able to repair that. I think it's under block, right? So in theory, on hit received, this should, in theory, fix it temporarily, at least. Yeah, so that's our parry. You know, you got the time dilation, but we don't really have any hit impacts, no reactions, no anything. You know, the animation to idle to block is not fast enough. Forgot to speed that up, and, you know, we'll have to see about turning in place and things like that. And, you know, we have to set up the locomotion for when he's blocking, too. But we do have, you know, the locomotion speed change and everything like that. So, we got that. And yeah, I want the impact to change color based on how you infuse this attack. So, by default, it should be like a kind of whitish gray, so you know it's kind of physical based. And then if you infuse it with fire, this is the color you get. If you infuse it with ice, you get, like, you know, a cold blue. If you infuse it with electricity, you get like a dark blue. Infuse it with poison, you get the green. You infuse it with something else, you get a different color. So you can kind of maybe craft that mechanic to kind of fit what you want, and then you could maybe add stacked abilities to it. So like, if you use this attack against enemies who are burning, they explode, or they, you know, they combust and deal more fire damage onto them. And there's some interesting possibilities. I just gotta figure out a lot of the low-level communication stuff, and like how much is going to be ability driven, how much is going to be, you know, event delegate driven outside of gas, how much is going to be stage tree driven. Idle break atoms. I'm not sure what you mean. And I still have to update the dodge animations to kind of fit the locomotion set. I don't know if I want to do rolls or anything. I also have to update how I want my dodge really to work. I don't really want it to be a stack thing. I do want it to be like a single use ability with like a short cooldown that you can then do. Like random idle sequences given time with no input. I see. Yeah, right now it's there's nothing really there. There is an idle, but yeah, no like kind of like random turns and stuff like that. I don't think it's necessary. So yeah, it'll be interesting to make that feel better and look good, and how I can kind of hook into that system. Because it's a plugin, so I have to kind of update it a little bit to do the things that I wanted to do. Maybe it'll be interesting to be able to kind of override or pass in an override of material or some data about the colors that you want to maybe update with it. So, a long way to go. But, you know, every step is a step closer to where we want to be. So yeah, we set up our to-do list, damage pipeline cleanup. I forgot to add, we want to do a blueprint function library refactor. Because then we're got to also do our actual damage aspects of it. Because if you remember, all that stuff's already kind of in a function library, but it doesn't really have any integration with our damage pipeline. So it's a gameplay ability system. Yeah, it's all ASC related stuff. Because things we do have to damage things through ASCs, right? But I feel like the damage pipeline should handle this and just kind of give you a nice UX upfront experience with it. And you know, there's just too much. There's too much mixing of stuff too, because there is actual gameplay ability system component helper functions in this library, but then there's a bunch of find damage types, construct damage gameplay effects, and I think that should all best be handled within the subsystem itself. So that's where we're gonna also we're gonna refactor that out into its own blueprint library. So we're gonna like a GSC damage pipeline blueprint library or something like that. So I think that's where I'm gonna end it for today. So thanks everybody for watching. It's always much appreciated. For those watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. For those watching on Twitch, make sure to follow. For those interested, definitely check out the Discord. We'll be back again tomorrow because, you know, I have the whole week off from work. So we'll do one more stream tomorrow. And then we'll hopefully be back to our regularly scheduled programs on Tuesday, Thursday. Sunday is my birthday, so definitely appreciate all the happy birthdays right now, because I'll be 34, which is too old. You're starting to feel it, but you know, I don't look it explicitly. Thank you so much. So let's raid, just out of the kindness of my heart, let's raid Shale Codes. Since we have a couple people, if we have at least 3, we have 4, so that's good. So thanks guys, thanks again, thanks for everything. Enjoy your night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
has one notification as notifiable. Hey! So I've been doing something new, which is that when people come and join my stream with a raid, I take a few minutes to hop into stream together, say hello to them, their audience, what they're doing, what we're doing, and what their post-stream routine is. Are you interested in hopping into a quick stream together and saying hello to everyone? Let me know. If not, hi, welcome. I'm gonna call you Jevons Cherries. Hi. Jevons Cherries Raiders, nice to meet you. My name is Chillcoats, and today I am working on Lobsters. Lobsters is a tool that's similar to Hacker News, or here it is. Hacker News or Reddit, in that it has a bunch of links and you can upvote them or downvote them, but it focuses on really healthy communities. And yeah, that's what it is. It's got really good moderation, and in fact, that's what we're working on today. What we're doing is we are contributing a new mod mail feature to Lobsters that will allow all moderators and any moderators, oh, hang on. Let me hop back into this. Mod mails. To basically hop in and have this conversation with either one or more users, and any moderator can hop in and send a message. So today what we're focusing on is a couple of things. One, I need to add references to comments, stories, etc. that may be linked to this moderation conversation. Two, I need to make sure that we're only including the endpoints that we need. So right now we've scaffolded out like create, edit, destroy.